Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Power Wash Simulator. Today, we're going to continue on with our career. Um, let's go ahead and we'll just go to continue. First, though, I want to. Was It's got to be equipment. I wonder what the difference is between all these. Like, why buy the $600 one? What I can just buy the $75 one. I wonder if it holds more. Oh, see, I didn't know. Oh, I have to buy that first. I've got $500. So let's buy the Prime Vista 1500. Oh, it says I own it. I don't remember buying anything. That's just what we start with. Oh, okay, we got the stars up there on the top. Like, what do those stars mean? Okay, so we can't even buy that now. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get this then. I know I wanted to buy that. Let's get. Um, let's get that too. And we bought all. Oh, okay, it shows in stock. It's tempting to just buy a whole bunch more again. You know, if nothing else, let's buy all-purpose cleaner. Okay, cool. Well, my favorite color is blue. Actually, it's electric blue, which is it's actually kind of close to this. It's almost like a lightish medium blue. Like if you took a scale of like baby blue is one and um, dark midnight blue is 10. Electric blue would be like a semi neon 3 or 4 on that scale. So it's that's actually very close to my favorite color, which is cool. Do we have a blue suit? How do we have blue gloves but not a blue suit? Lame. Modifications. Custom styling for this heavy duty pressure washer. Oh, okay. Let's go. Whoops, I backed all the way out. Let's go to the bungalow, which it has the volcano in the background that we were talking about. Or that I was talking about. Is it the whole actual house this time? Yeah. That's the real fiend of the story. I mean, we have more of this than everything. Let's see. I don't know. I'm so glad you're here. Calvin's such a good boy. He's a volcanologist, you know. That's kind of cool. God, that does go away really quick, though. I don't know if this is wood or not. I mean, the beam here is wood, but I don't know about the rest of it. So is there a way of getting on the roof? God, that goes away quick. Like we barely got started. Yeah, now it's just empty. Wow. Like, I'm debating if the cleaning fluids are even that useful. Like, it seems to be coming off better without the attachment or the soap. Whereas, like, there's still marks everywhere over here. I don't know. They give me money, I have to spend it on something, right? I have to. Right. Now, I do wonder, like, do we have to do the, yeah, the top? Oh, do we have our handy dandy trusty step stool? Oh, and a ladder. A low ladder. Mm. Which, before you get a ladder and start climbing on shit, make sure there's somebody's down there to hold you up so that damn thing doesn't fall on you. Um, so I did receive a figure in the mail, finally. And I will do a Transformer review. That will probably be tomorrow. So I will get on that. Um, I did run the Magic decks. I had some issues with one, um, but I actually was very impressed how the Wolverine deck worked eventually. It was weird. It did take a little bit of setup. It seems that's how that type goes, though. Like it's a little bit of setup, but then as soon as you get like that card that's going to make the rest of it tick, it just goes away. Basically, what my problem was, and I'm sure everybody's familiar with the different ways of building Wolverine, so I'm not spoiling anything really, but basically, I got a couple of cards out to boost the number of 1/1 tokens that went on him. The part that came a little bit later in the game was actually getting the token on him, but once I did, I put like 4 or 5 tokens on him at one time and then gave him double strike, and that was all she wrote. Um, which was funny because I was playing against another Voltron kind of deck, which I was like, ooh, if we're going to match this up, because they're both quick, they're both basically focusing on one creature. I thought he had me because he got another creature out with 2 heavy enchantments. I forget the name of it, but the one that like gives the plus, is it plus 10 or something, and kills flying on it or whatever. And then had another artifact uh, that gave +2/+2 for each artifact he had out. I thought it was toast. Um, but I ended up taking the W, which was very impressive. It was, unfortunately, that was 1v1. And that is kind of the thing with commanders, like it's hard to gauge that kind of thing in 1v1. But yeah, I know that running a 2-player game is way different than running a 4-player game. So um, that just didn't work out this week, which is fine, but I'll probably still show it. He kind of went through it and he showed me some of the things he did with Wolverine. And then he was impressed by some of the cards that I had because it just shows the different thinking. And it's like, I thought that this deck was going to be like, and everybody does this because that's just the most efficient way. But we actually had two very different decks. There are some things in mind that he wanted because he made one also. He's got all four of the Marvel characters, I believe. I know he has at least the Storm and the Wolverine. Um, which, yeah, the Storm deck's going to be a pain. And that's just because it's just a green storm off kind of instant. Like, there's just so many ways. It's almost the opposite problem I see with the Wolverine deck. I thought there was one solid way to build that, but I can think of 100 ways to do the Storm deck. There will be key cards that will be in it, of course. But probably the only other interesting thing about those decks is, like, these are the first decks that I've really built that don't have Sol Ring in them. Not a ton of ramp. And I'll get into that when I do the review or the deck tech on it. I have switched over to Moxfield. I think I mentioned that. I think that's just where they're going now. I'm not going to change any of the ones that I have already done to Moxfield, at least not right away. I might in the future. The links are still on those videos. So it's easy to access. I even forget who I was using, but I will be using Moxfield from now on. You're still here? Yeah. What's the matter? Did everybody come home and not say hi to you? I know. Go say hi to people. Oh, my cat again. For those of you that don't know, I just did the recording of the fighting game and like 5 minutes ago, and she was, I don't want to say the word pestering me, but she was being all lovey-dovey, like me. Whoa. Okay, we need to move this thing. It's getting in the way. Yeah, go somewhere I've already cleaned. There we go. I don't know what the backyard looks like. I've never, like I said, I've only done those first two things. I have not gotten any further in this game than that. So everything from here on out is new for me. It's funny. I think about, especially when you're playing like, or at least especially when I'm playing a simulation game, kind of of any kind. Like I used to play the um, Conan survival kind of game. I don't know if you'd qualify that as like a simulator, but it's kind of like, I mean, because you're a player character in it, and it is a world building thing. And my friends got me into Ark, which I'm thinking about doing videos on that one too. That one's a lot of fun. We'll see if that just remains a casual project of my own, or I post videos on it. But every time I play these kind of games, I don't know. It's almost like I think, gosh, if we were really living in a simulation, which I mean, even like some scientists are thinking, we might actually live in a simulation, then I mean, there's just such a huge gap, and I get it. We've advanced so much, and since basically the Roswell thing happened. Um, I mean, even since I was a kid, we've advanced a ton. I mean, when I was a kid, there wasn't publicly known anything about like a World Wide Web. It was just barely being started. Um, if you compare the computers that they had back then to the public, which would have been like when I was really young, uh, there was a company called Commodore, which basically doesn't exist anymore. Um, and those, I mean, the graphics on that were just horrible. I think I'm going to clean everything down here and then move up to the top later. Um, so in my lifetime, I've seen the jump in technology. I know what a rotary phone is and how to use one. I was around and, had to be hampered by having a cord on my phone all the time. Um, and then just to see the leaps in technology we've had in just my lifetime is kind of crazy. Of course, I'm one of those idiots that goes, well, we went to the moon back in the 60s, supposedly. Um, why can't we do it now? And to say that we've lost the technology, I mean, I think the public interest is waning on it, but especially with like some of the things happening with like UFOs and aliens and that kind of shit anymore. It's like, why aren't we trying to explore further out into the stars? Um, it makes sense that with all that sort of launching, that we would be more into a space program than what we actually are. Like, why aren't we trying to figure out warp drives or wormholes or something to traverse the cosmos instead of being stuck in our own little solar system? Why aren't we figuring out ways to visit some of these planets that are supposedly in Goldilocks zones that, supposedly have life on them? Um, I know I kind of went on a big old tirade there, but it's like the basic point that I'm trying to say is like, I don't know, like when people say that we live in a okay, I get it. That is just a little extent. When they say we live in a simulation, it's like we've tried our best to do things with a simulation, and even some of the best simulators um, just kind of fall short. Like a flight simulator, like yeah, it looks real, but you can tell you're looking at a screen. Um, and I understand the concept is that you would jack your brain into this, so the visual aspect is gone because that will just be visual cues sent to your brain, and so you will see them, but there's not a projection like there is on a TV or a VR headset. Uh, the images are being directly pumped into your brain via, whatever electrical signals. Um, but like, with as much as we try to copy things, like in this is a town, with a volcano back there. But there's only so far that I can go in here. The physics aren't as real as they could be. Um, you know, there's like, I mean, because I shoot the building. Where's all the water that should be coming down off this building? You know, the the grass movements are cool, but they're not at all near realistic. And even with games like Conan, where it's like things look realistic, they don't move realistically. Like you could tell it's like how far away are we from that technology where it's like maybe not even like jacking into your brain, but providing 100% real looking, real feeling simulation. Uh, where it's you basically drop your jaw and go, "Wow, I thought I was watching a movie, not playing a video game." You know, or it was like I was playing a movie. It's not like I was playing a video game. You know, when do we get to that point? Um, and I would point to things like Avatar. It's like we have the technology to do things with that are very realistic. But when do we get to the point where we can use that as a something that we can interact with, that you can have somebody else interact with and test its boundaries? And I would say that that's probably my biggest. And I mean, and it is kind of selfish, but it's because we're not at that point. But what point do we get to that point? You know, is that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, is that 50 years from now? Like, what does that look like? Because even if you look at this, this is basically, it's not a car wash simulator. It's a erase the gunk off the surface with a gun simulator. Like, the dirt doesn't act like dirt. The water doesn't act like water. The water doesn't accumulate. You know, who's paying the bill for all the water? You know, like these are things you have to think about in real life that you don't have to think about in this game because it's not realistic. It's not. Whoa, that's very good too. You reach your 99%, so it's good enough. I don't know. It's funny too because I was not going to go on a tirade about simulation theory at all. Uh, I had something else planned after the update, but yeah, it kind of went to shit. um, that is kind of one of those things I always look at with simulation games. It's like, how close does it actually mimic reality? And of course, it's a video game like Conan. For those of you that are not familiar, it's basically a very real. It's more realistic looking Minecraft, but with Conan surroundings and that kind of thing. You know, like you can also like make clothes, shrines. Like it's a really cool game. I will not do videos on that game, and not because I didn't enjoy it, which I did immensely. Um, it's just it's very old, and it takes up a huge chunk of memory space. It's over. What do they use on here now? Like gigabytes? It's over 100 gigabytes. It's a space eater. And for all those people going, well, why don't you just buy an external hard drive, my friends? Um, because I bought like 3 of them for the PlayStation 4 and they all just broke, so it didn't really serve its purpose anyway. They always seem to break right after the warranty expired. And that's not a joke. That's like a dead serious thing. Like they have a like what is it, like a 1 to 2 year warranty on them, and I had to buy one like every 2 or 3 years. It was ridiculous. So I will just stick with the memory capabilities of the PlayStation itself and deal with it. Right now, I do have a memory core on here, so I'm not getting another one. Not right now. But that is really grinding. I need to get a better power washer. I guess the next one comes what? At 5 more stars, which we will do a really bang up job with this. We'll get that 5 star rating and probably buy that new power washer. I didn't even check. I think this, what was this, a $600 job? Yeah. Because this thing is literally just. I wish I knew what the surface of the house was considered. There might be something to that. Let me get the other window. Oh wow. Okay, maybe there is something behind cleaning things with their appropriate thing. That works really well. All right, I'm a believer. I just wish I knew what the. That's all the windows, isn't it? Yeah. Is it stone? What do we got? Metal, plastic, stone. Not stone. Plastic? I don't know. Is it siding? Oh. Just go multi. There we go. Yeah, that's building it big time. Actually, it's not doing it on the wood that well. Okay, for the house sides, it's killing it really good. You can tell it's actually struggling with it. I wonder if that's because that's like encrusted. You know, that's kind of one of those things too, is like, I don't know. I still, to this day, one of my favorite, actually two of my favorite movies is The Matrix and then a movie called Equilibrium, which they're kind of similar. Equilibrium is more about government control and emotion control rather than control of your environment and being in a simulation. But the control aspect is certainly there. Plus, Christian Bale is just badass. Um, I loved him in American Psycho, Equilibrium. I thought he was a great Batman and a great Bruce Wayne. One of the few that I can say that about. I didn't even notice that was still there. Jeez. Yeah, I think in this, I'm going to store up on cleaners and probably buy the holes. Can I go back and do that? Oh, I can. Cleaning liquids. Yeah, let's just buy everything in stock. I mean, they're so cheap. It's not like it makes a big hit in my pocket. Um, I think Michael Keaton did a good Batman with what he had. I mean, that suit was a bear to wear, which I guess he went through actual like special stuff to actually wear that. Like he did special training or um, practice to do that because the first Batman suit that he wore basically had no neck. It was all one piece from the cowl to the neck to the chest piece. So it was very difficult to move in. And he decided himself to get used to acting and wearing it. And if you do use the wrong cleaner on the wrong surface, it is a nightmare to clean up afterwards. I wonder if it's got to be counting up there. I'll deal with that later. So this is stone. Let's switch to the stone cleaner. I know I could do this. By pushing one button. There we go. Stone. There we go. We need to click the nozzle first. There we go. And then the stone cleaner. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. Mia keeps messaging me. They're getting really excited with how it's looking. Sounds like it's going great. It is. Now that you're cleaning stuff. You know, it's funny too, because this is a little bit more accurate how dirt would be removed. Like you could see it kind of pushing it away. But we're still not getting the full effect, but that's okay. Is that not stone? Oh, it ran out. Refill? I ran out of fluid. That's what it is. Oh, yeah, it doesn't cancel it. That's okay. Oh, yeah, I might just start stockpiling those because they don't last very long. We could just cycle it in. Okay, cool. Yeah, Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, those were both good Batmans. I didn't like Val Kilmer at all, honestly. Um, who's the one before him? Oh, George Clooney. I wasn't big on George Clooney as Batman either, or Bruce Wayne, honestly. I guess if I had to choose, I think Clooney was a better Bruce, but Kilmer was a better Batman. Like, I don't know. Just especially, might just be the movie, but Clooney almost seemed too comical. Like, it just couldn't take him seriously as Batman. I don't know that he was comical, which Jim Carrey was an amazing Riddler. I mean, that was really well done. Tommy Lee Jones was one of my favorite. He is one of my favorite actors, and I think he was pretty decent as Two Face. I wouldn't say the best. Um, I don't know. I know that the one in the Dark Knight series was pretty good. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. Um, he was pretty good. Jack Nicholson was an amazing Joker. So was yeah, forgive me, but the guy that died, I forget his name. Um, he was really good. I loved him in First Night. That was a really good movie. Speaking of movies, kind of like that. Tim Curry has been one of my favorite actors also. Um, he was really good in Hunt for Red October, Three Musketeers, which that's a phenomenal movie. I do apologize for how heavily edited the last one of these was. Um, I don't know, there won't be as much editing on this one just because we're going to do one job instead of two. Still want to know how the smart dirt gets on the bottom of everything. Wouldn't that be crazy though? Speaking of like the simulation thing, like we find out that we are living in a simulation and it's something so silly as like actual reality is so much weirder. And then this reality is like, well, this is just kind of what we got stuck with and being able to do in a simulation. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, what if in our reality you can do some of those weird things that people always talk about, like smell colors and see sounds. Like, what if we could do that in actual reality? But they couldn't program that in, and so it's like, oh well, this is just kind of the reality you got stuck with that you guys are actually jacked into. That'd be a twist. Of course. Oh, going back to the Batman thing. Of course, the best Batman, the best Bruce Wayne. We all know who this is. Adam West, or at least so I'm told. The Batsuit looks stupid. The car was amazing though. The car was freaking awesome. I did like Michael Keaton's Batmobile. That thing was freaking crazy and screamed 90 or yeah 90s. Okay, apparently even Pops is out of his rocking chair now and is having a look. Where? I'm the only one. Soccer ball. Oh, I can move the soccer ball. Is there a place I can put this? Like a goal? That'd be crazy if that was some stupid achievement. I'm gonna have to look now. You know, it's funny. Maybe colors actually taste like the fruit that they are. And that's why so many different things that are red taste differently. because there's so many bloody freaking shades of red. Whereas, like, once you've eaten a banana, well, bananas aren't actually yellow; they're white. Just the peel is yellow. Which there's a big difference between a banana peel and an orange or a lime, which are both actually white. I don't know. That would be interesting. Door handle different now. Oh gosh! No wonder those didn't ding. There we go. Yippers. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually got most of it on the first run. Oh, it's part of the porch. Okay. I thought the stairs would be separate. Okay. There we go. Cool. The gutter. Which that's got to be in the top. Yeah. Oh, so there we go. All right. Let's go to the roof. Oh, more butter. Oh, so hazardous. I'm sure we could. Actually, you'd want to do this the other way. Because now we would be spraying all the dirt from the roof to the ground that we just cleaned. I fall from here and die. And you see, this is a perfect physics thing that I'm talking about. I'm obviously not on the roof anymore. On the roof, floating in air. I know we talked about some weird things this time around, or I did. If anybody wants something specific, like uh, drop a line, I can stream this, we can chat. Be a weird one to stream, I think, though. I don't know. I suppose stupider things have been done. Oh, it's doing it for the whole roof. Gosh. I don't think you should be spraying down this. Okay, it says it's the chimney. Yeah, you don't want to spray water down your chimney. This, so yeah, do not try this one at home. Don't spray water down your chimney. You'll drown people out. Well, you won't drown things out. You'll, I'd be pissed if there was a bunch of water in my chimney. Which we need to do that here sometime. Whoop. It's funny they say, "Oh, get your chimney," and I'm not giving advice on chimney usage. But maybe we just don't use our chimney that much, and that's why it's not as bad. But they're like, "Oh, you should get it cleaned once a year," and it's like we went like 3 years, and they were like, "Yeah, it wasn't that bad." Okay, we used it a lot. I guess we really didn't. Actually, that reminds me, I need to go down in the wall space and check the water filter. That is something. Well, actually, that's funny too because we use a little bit less than what they said, and they said everybody would be unique. We use ours about not half as much, like 3/4 less than a normal family of our size would, according to the filter that we got, which our water was horrible. It's funny too because I like know that some people are dead like, oh, I won't drink from a water bottle because like, what if they left out in the sun and blah 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 blah. I'm just sitting here like that is way better than what happened to our water supply, and yeah, because I'm not going to go into specifics because it could give away where I live, but bad things happen to our water supply. Not the worst, but it's like I was on bottled water for years. Which when bottled water first came out, I was like, God, this is so stupid. And if you think about it, it really still is. now, now I'd almost drink out of my own hose water, honestly. Again, yeah, that might be too far, but watch it don't just jump off the roof. Oh gosh, that's a mess. Whew. See if we can 99% the roof. Okay, why can't I move that way? Better. Come on, roof! You done? Oh, gee. That was that Uh-huh. That's left. Oh, I saw it. Porch fence. A shame. Okay. Ah, gutters. The other porch fence? Oh, it's still. There we go. Window frames. One window frame. And the gutters. That's it. Not this gutter. Not that gutter. It's this one. Right up top. Oh, I see it. It's so weird and bogged down next to the edge. There we go. So now just window frames. Ah, let's see it. No? There we go. All right. Standing by the front door. All done. All right. So it was 550, and that gave us our 15 star. Um, that'll do it for today. We'll do either the playground with 600. Maybe we'll do a short one next time. We'll do the bike. We'll do that next time. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.